Digestion. Then first, liver structure. Liver is made up of cells called hepatocytes and a system of blood vessels. Liver consists of many lobes. Each lobe consists of large number of lobules. Each lobe consists of large number of lobule. Is a honeycomb-like structure. Liver is a honeycomb-like structure. The cells are arranged in different plates. Each plate is one cell thick with central vein. In between cells are bile canaliculi. Each lobule is surrounded by a portal triad. The portal triad consists of a branch of hepatic artery, a branch of portal vein, and a tributary of bile duct. This is the structure of liver. Then what is the function of liver? Function of liver is bile production and its excretion. Excretion of bilirubin and cholesterol, hormones, drugs, metabolism of fat, protein, carbohydrate, enzyme activation, storage of glycagon, vitamins and minerals, synthesis of plasma proteins such as albumin and clotting factors, blood detoxification and purification. These are the function of liver. Main function is the bile production and excretion, metabolism of fat, protein, carbohydrate, blood detoxification and purification. And structure of liver is just like a honeycomb. Here we can see structure of the liver. Here is the liver right. Here we can see liver right lobe, liver left lobe, right and left hepatic duct, cystic gall. Here is the green color. In green color, this is a gallbladder, duodenum, pancreas, common bile duct, pancreatic duct, common hepatic duct, falciform ligament. This one, and this green one is the right and left hepatic duct, liver left lobe, and this is a esophagus. This is the structure of liver, made up of cells called hepatocytes and system of blood vessels. Then bile. Bile is stored in the gallbladder. When bile is stored in gallbladder, large amount of water and electrolyte are absorbed, and bile present in gallbladder has increased concentration of bile salts, bile pigments, cholesterol, fatty acid and lecithin. Bile is stored in gallbladder. We see already seen structure of the liver. Bile is stored in the gallbladder. When bile is stored in gallbladder, large amount of water and electrolyte are absorbed. The bile present in gallbladder has increased concentration of bile salts, bile pigment, cholesterol, fatty acid and lecithin. Then function of bile. Most of the function of bile are due to bile salts. Bile salts are most important for their role in digestion and absorption, particularly fats. The bile salts decrease the surface tension of the particles to break the large fat globules into minute size. This is called the emulsifying or detergent function of bile salts. Bile salts form minute complexes micelles with the fatty acids and monoglycerides, which help in absorption of fatty acids. Bile salt help in activating pancreatic lipase enzyme. Bile salt in the duodenum stimulate secretion of pancreatic juice rich in enzymes, particularly pancreatic lipase. The alkali nature of bile helps to neutralize the acid chain in the duodenum. Bile acts as an important vehicle for the excretion of numerous drugs, toxin, heavy metal like copper, zinc, mercury. Bile excrete a mild laxative effect on the gut by stimulating peristalsis in the small bowel. Bile has an antiseptic action and inhibits the growth of certain bacteria within the gut. These are the function of the bile. Then motility of alimentary canal. Motility means mastication, deglutition, vomiting and defecation. Mastication means हम जो खाना चबाते हैं वो प्रोसेस. डिग्लूटेशन मीन्स हम जो खाना पूरा अंदर स्टमक तक जाता है वो जो प्रोसेस होती है उसको डिग्लूटेशन कहते हैं. वोमिटिंग एंड डिफेकेशन. मैस्टिकेशन, it is the first movement of digestive tract. Mastication is a voluntary action and accomplishes several important functions like solid food particles are broken up and reduced to a size convenient for swallowing. Chewing result in reflex salivation and also serve to mix the saliva with ingested food as to moisten and lubricate it and facilitate act of swallowing. Then chewing of food is important for digestion of all food and especially important for fruits and raw vegetables because these have undigested cellulose membrane around their nutrient portion must be broken before food can be utilized. This is a process of mastication is the first movement of digestive tract. Mastication is a voluntary action and it reduced to size convenient for swallowing. It reduced solid food particles are broken up and reduced to a size convenient for swallowing. Then chewing results in reflex salivation. Due to chewing, salivation is produced and also serve to mix saliva with ingested food and moisten and lubricate food and facilitate act of swallowing. Then chewing of food is important for digestion of all food and especially important for fruits and raw vegetables because these have undigested cellulose. Raw vegetables and fruit contain undigested cellulose and because of this chewing of the food is very necessary around their nutrient portion which must be broken before food can be utilized. Then second alimentary movement is deglutition. Deglutition is the passage of masticated bolus of food from the oral cavity into the stomach. In general, swallowing can be divided into 3 stages. Deglutition can be divided into 3 stages. Deglutition means masticated bolus of food from oral cavity passed into the stomach. First stage is oral or buccal stage. This stage consists of passage of the bolus from the oral cavity into the oropharynx. Here bolus voluntarily rolled and squeezed and go into pharynx. Then start pharyngeal stage. The pharyngeal stage is concerned with passage of bolus through the pharynx into the esophagus and preventing its entry into respiratory tract. Soft palate pulled upward and preventing reflux of food into nasal cavity. Due to this esophagus prevent entry of the bolus go into the nasal cavity. Then esophageal stage, when the bolus enter the esophagus and passes down to enter the stomach, is called the esophageal stages. Peristaltic movement propels the food into stomach. Due to peristaltic movement, food goes into the stomach. Then third, vomiting. Vomiting is the forceful expulsion of content of the stomach and often the proximal small intestine. It is due to various causes: acid-base derangement, volume and electrolyte depletion, malnutrition and aspiration pneumonia. These are the causes of the vomiting. Vomiting means forceful expulsion of content of the stomach and often the proximal small intestine. It is due to various causes: acid-base derangement, volume and electrolyte depletion, malnutrition and aspiration pneumonia. Act of vomiting also divided into 3 stages: nausea, retching and emesis or vomiting. Nausea is associated with decreased gastric motility. Due to decreased gastric motility, nausea is present. Then retching refer to spasmodic respiratory movement conducted with closed glottis. Then emesis or vomiting is when gastric and often small intestine content are propelled up to and out of the mouth. Then defecation, also called bowel movement, the act of eliminating solid or semi-solid waste material from the digestive tract. Macular contraction in the walls of the colon move fecal material through the digestive tract to the rectum. Today we learn about the liver and bile. Then bile, motility of alimentary canal, mastication, deglutition, vomiting. Then we learn one by one deglutition, vomiting, defecation. Here we finished our digestive physiology, digestion system chapter. Thank you.